Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Dr. UZIR as our lecturer for the subject of International Business. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Wan Eduna Izzati binti Wan Matai and my measure number is S58336. I will begin with my session by present the background of the case related and the case main issue. Korea has been chosen by our group as a study country for the growth of the global capital market that has generated opportunities for the international businesses. First, I will explain for the background of the related cases. The global capital market connects different investment exchange from across the world, enabling individuals and organizations to purchase and trade financial securities across boundaries. For the actual economy, capital market offer a crucial sources of long-term funding. This promotes financial stability and economic progress while assisting in risk detection. Therefore, it is crucial that the economic growth and the capital market is competitive. An informal but nevertheless organized global financial market emerged as a result of the blending of these different exchange. Investors are increasingly looking for investments in several currencies as a result of the decoupling of exchange control and formally adjustable exchange rates from particular capital market as well as technical investments that have made this possible. Although equities still trail behind, there are other assets that are interrelated and very visible in global commerce, such as bonds, currencies, and foreign exchange. Additionally, the advantage of international financial markets may have a significant economic influence on both big corporations and private citizens. Industries and governments may attract investors all around the globe, not just in a specific geographic market, by asking the public for investment. Next, we discuss the case's main issues, which are related to Korea as the country we chose to present because of its opportunity for global capital market growth. In the Republic of Korea, great poverty reduction and rapid economic growth have been combined with exceptional success. Between 1988 and 2019, the Korean government's actions led to real gross domestic product growth of an average 5.45% each year. The official development aid budget of Korea has increased steadily, reaching $2.2 billion in 2020 or 0.40% of the country's GNI. As 2020 approached, the entire nation, including South Korea, is dealing with coronavirus disease 2019, which is brought on by acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2. In nations that are fast-growing, the COVID-19 epidemic has a substantial effect on stock markets and exchange rates. Investors pulled their money out of developing market stock when the epidemic broke out, which increased stock market turbulence and caused these nations' currencies to weaken. No country was exempt from this trend. On to March 2020, the nominal exchange rate of the South Korea won to the US dollar climbed and reached 1,570.31, the highest level since July 14, 2009. Although South Korea has a liberal exchange rate system, the Bank of Korea occasionally intervenes in the foreign currency market to maintain the Korean won's value. The Korean government's holdings of foreign currency decreased at their greatest rate since November 2008 between February and March of 2020, suggesting that the Bank of Korea is attempting to stabilize the value of the KRW despite selling pressure from the market. When the COVID-19 epidemic strikes, the analysis of the case of Korea offers a helpful illustration of how economic capital markets expand internationally.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Saidatusna binti Saida and my metric number is S57937. I will continue to present some of other part in this general review that is about the benefit of global capital market. We already know that capital market is a financial marketplace where a trade of stock, bond, currency and other financial assets meet. Due to the growth of the global market, businesses are now able to bring consumer goods to a global audience while also demonstrating how their operation operate the existing partner and staff. Then now we have advanced in transportation technology and that digital company may now deliver goods and service to customers anywhere in the world in a matter of days. So, the advantage of a global capital market is higher yield and more affordable loan rates. Every country can access new resources and export international market and that can borrow money or make investment in foreign market to get a better return or a smaller loan. Korea also select a nation that can deliver a positive return on investment such as their country have well raw material sources but offer in lower price. For example, Korea and India also make investment together for their product. Second advantage of global capital market is diversified risk, and now people, business, and government can access to more lending and investment options in many nations by adjusting the potential hazard involved. Since not all investment destinations will face contraction at the same time, but we can make a selection and benefit vary somewhat between investment destinations. If we make a compare between developed country and developing country, developed country are less than big risk. However, Korea also make investment at the developing country like Malaysia because the price more lower than a developed country. This will cut the cost of the operation and give advantage to country. We can conclude the global capital market will give both of country a great benefit and also more choice. Next slide is about the importance of a global capital market. Global capital market is one of the stronger forces behind economic growth and wealth creation. So that is important to economy of country. The goal is to create a profitable investment opportunity for both borrow and saver by matching borrow with saver with and their respective risk appetite for financial instruments. Like Korea had to a greater stock market capitalization at end 2070 with $1.8 trillion. Therefore, capital market also offer investment option and risk management solution. If having a large risk than a bank deposit, capital market might present more alluring investment option. They will offer investor a diversified portfolio which have the risk management. For a microeconomic level, capital market offer an essential alternative for company who already has access to financial bank because they allow their company access to larger funding value, longer amenity, and possibly a better economic term with lowering overall funding costs. Last is the growth of capital market can expand access to funding in local currency and help government better management inflation and foreign exchange risk. The government budgetary shortfall as well as expenditure for social service and job development can be partially funded through the capital market. Additionally, government looking to internally finance development can greatly benefit from the development of local capital markets.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nazawana Suki. My number is 59166. I would like to present the literature review of a global capital market in Korean. Global capital market is where saving meets investment. Cases, the form of capital is savings by private individuals. In the prospective development of capital market in the Republic of Korea, it can be attributed in part of to persistent government monitoring of both the demand and the supply aspect of finance. At the start of a rapid growth period, the very concept of a corporate stock and bond was new to most Koreans. Personal financial savings were channeled mainly into the bank time deposit of 1 year or less and into the informal money market. Based on the situation of Korean capital market earlier this year, before the COVID-19 pandemic, it's already facing uncertainty due to various factors, including the ongoing Korean-Japan trade and nuclear war. According to the report, in order to keep up with the bullish market, the National Assembly of Korea and the Korean government ultimately decided to abandon the new tax regulation which was supposed to impose a capital gains tax on any shareholder who holds 300 million Korean won of share of a certain listed company from 2021. Korean regulatory authorities are considering the adoption of the requirement to increase the portion of mandatory allocation of publicly offered share to the individual investor from 20% to 30% of the total public offered shares. In the past, individual investors in Korea, like typical individual investors in other countries, were generally not as successful in their investment in the equity market compared to institutional and foreign investors. Next, the impact of global capital market in Korea. Encouraged to the further growth of the security market, the government has sought to strengthen the
the soundness of capital market by improving the auditing and reporting of company financial data. The motive for capital market internationalization was first, it was in line with the Korean government effort to pursue a substantive liberalization of foreign trade, foreign direct investment, and foreign exchanging and transaction, as well as to encourage a more competitive economical environment. The opening of the capital market will help speed up the modernization of by introducing the domestic capital market for range competition. It was expected that a foreign investment portfolio in Korea would boost the demand for domestic securities that have remained sluggish. The KSE Composite Index increased more than sevenfold and sharp increase in a new listing of companies contribute about a 15-fold increase to in the total market of the share list on the KSE.
Hi, I'm Nurul Slamita Abdul Manap and my metric number is 58852. For the case study analysis, a vector after regressive model is used to analyze how the COVID-19 pandemic affect the South Korean stock market and currency rate. The positive shock on the frequency of daily new infection in the South Korean stock market using daily data from 2nd January 2019 to 31 August 2020. We also pay attention to the local South Korean stock holding of foreign investors to show how the exchange rate responds to the epidemic as a result of stock market volatility. A rise in the number of new cases has a negative impact on investors' stock holding, while a rise in the number of new fatalities has no impact. Although South Korean economic growth is a well-known story, it has also led to misunderstanding. Basically, typically, family-run company known as chaebol were crucial to advancing the country economy, especially during the restructuring, research and development, and competitive following the 1997 Asian financial crisis. South Korea remarkable growth. The per capita GDP is one of the simplest and clearest indicators of how competitive an economy is. In 1994, South Korea reached the threshold of $10,000 GDP per person, but this accomplishment also carried the danger of the country falling into the middle-income trap rather than joining the group of high-income nations. However, South Korea was able to stop this outcome. 23 years later, in 2017, South Korea reached another important milestone. It surpassed the $30,000 per capita GDP level and joined the select club of development countries. South Korea was able to side up the middle-income trade by combining research and development, manufacturing, and export. South Korea has devoted more than 4% of their GDP to this sector. South Korea GDP per capita surpassed the $10,000 mark and R&D spending reached 2% of GDP in 1994. South Korea began investing more than 4% of its GDP in R&D in 2014, and by 2019, then property had climbed to 4.64%. South Korea is currently a significant producer of high-end consumer goods such as semiconductor, mobile phone, EV battery, vehicle, and other high-technology things as a result of this investment. Chaebol startup and economic growth. The global economy was dominated by conventional multinational business up to until the 2010, when huge technology giants like Amazon, Apple, Facebook, which is now known as Meta, and Google in the United States, as well as its Chinese counterpart, which is Alibaba, Baidu, Huawei, and Tencent, rose to prominence. Chaebol are among the business behemoths that have driven South Korean astonishing rise over the past 50 years. The most well-known ones include LG, Samsung, Hyundai, SK, and Lotte. As we can see in Table 1, several US and Chinese enterprises are included in various indexes for rating top corporations, along with a small number of businesses from other major manufacturing nations, including Japan, Germany, and South Korea. The size of South Korea and how competitive the global economy is, it is a remarkable accomplishment to place even a few businesses such as Samsung and Hyundai in the Fortune 100 and other rankings. The market valuation of significant South Korean IT companies like Naver and Kakao are rising swiftly despite the fact that they continue to lag behind industry leaders in terms of sales. The data show that while South Korea is dominating in early 21st century R&D spending, it is trailing in terms of economic scale and industry ecology. South Korean market is also recognized as a critical testing ground for multinational firms because of its number of early adopters, of significant trend and its discrimination consumer. Okay, table 2 show the hint of the rapid transformation that South Korea's startup ecosystem has undergone despite South Korea was 1.4% share of global unicorn being relatively small compared to those of the United States, which is 53.8%, or China 14.6%. South Korea's startup saw impressive development in 2021 as the internet economy grew rapidly during the early phase of the coronavirus epidemic. A research organization by the name of the Startup Alliance claimed that the total amount of funding going into this business hit $100 billion for the first time last year.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nushafinas binti Basri. My metric number is S58495. National security implication of emerging technologies. The fourth industrial revolution, digital advancements, and a rise in grid power competition, especially between China and the US. They highlight the critical function that strong supply network play in contemporary economies. US President Joe Biden emphasized the strategic value of rare earth mineral, EV batteries, medical supplies, and semiconductors. Biden visit to Samsung Electronic plant and pay for his first official visit and has his final meeting with chairman of the Hyundai Motor Group. Yoon and Biden have agreed to create a comprehensive bilateral partnership that will cover a range of cutting-edge industries including semiconductor, artificial intelligence, and eco-friendly EV batteries. During Biden's visit, the Hyundai Group committed to spending $10.15 billion in the US. South Korea business Samsung, SK, LG, and Hyundai announced a total investment package in the United States worth $39 billion following a bilateral conference in May 2021 in Washington. This is one example of how South Korea and its major enterprise are actively enhancing the long-term security of the nation rather than simply receiving benefit from it. Of South Korea. The traditional South Korean corporation is evolving due to global competition and innovation. In 2011, all 10 of the largest core corporations in the national by market capitalization were chaebol or their affiliates. Startup like Compan and never entered the top 10 a decade later in 2021. The surviving 10 businesses are all chaebol, but they can only hold their position of dominant by enduring the harsh rigor of ongoing innovation. The future of South Korea economy is still heavily dependent on small and medium-sized business. The big chaebol are unquestionably dominant in terms of resources, technology, skill labor, suppliers, managerial skill, and brand strength. Since industrialization in Japan started in the 1818 year, its SME are more technologically advanced than those in South Korea, where it just really started in the 1970 years. As South Korea industrialization period approached its halfway point, highly competitive SME are starting to emerge. More than 5 million independent contractors, most of whom work in the service sector. Some of these people are engaged in a brutal struggle for survival, particularly in light of the ongoing epidemic. This is a major societal issue. As we reach the 2020 years, the pandemic has accelerated digital reform and transformation in the global corporate environment. The South Korea economy and certain business may be nearing another significant turning point similar to the 1997 years crisis that ignited an yearly cycle of innovation.
In conclusion, current stock market had the greatest stock market capitalization at the end of 2017 with $1.8 trillion. In 1956, the Korean secretaryship made its debut. This demonstrates the twofold increase of the Korean stock market during the previous 60 years. Besides, sustained government support of both of the supply and demand sides of finance may be credited in part for the future growth of the capital market in the Republic of Korea. Need for financing grows in line with Korea's achievement of a robust economy. Foreigners were first allowed to buy Korean stock in and the financial market was first regulated in. It didn't take a long time to recognize that Korea's market was not yet ready to be completely integrated into the world market. Current capital markets were put to the test with a new set of priorities when the global financial crisis placed the Korean economy in the year of the low inflation and the aging population. Examples of these priorities include the introduction of a robust investor protection in retirement, pension plan, and innovative financing to help spur growth. That's all from our group. Thank you.